time to strap in and get ready. The leaders in NRL Supercoach are incoming. Bringing you the ultimate insight to help you win your leagues and climb up the rankings. You're now listening to the Insight NRL Show with your hosts, Brain, Metrics, and Whisperer.
G'day guys, round 8 is done. It's in the books. It's finished. Thank God for some of us. Some others are potentially wearing a backwards cap, Matrix. 1381, mate. That's you've earned that. What are you drinking? Carlton Dry. Yuck.
Yeah. Deserve it, King.
Are you on the, is it the weekly $50 box this week? And then next week you spend up.
Yeah, pretty much. Oh, it's just I think I had some whiskey on Friday or one of the nights I had to get off them. But look, yeah, big weekend for me in scores and at golf days. But stoked with this Ripper hat that I won. But anyway, yeah, like I played Sandon Smith, I played Aaron Clark, captain Scotty Drinkwater, which turned out could have went a lot bigger if, like, I didn't stuff my start sit up. I just feel like I have a little bit of dead weight. I probably stuffed up playing Dylan Egan. I wasn't going to and caved, but at the thought of having to play Matty Nicholson and Corey Horsburgh. But yeah, alas, big week. I actually didn't realize how big it was. I don't think. Because I didn't play the captain, and then suddenly, like, Scott Drinkwater had a huge second half, and kicked on. So,
yeah, that's Matrix to say for the podcast, Josh, because obviously, you know, there's something that happened this afternoon that we'll probably have to talk for about 50 minutes about. So, How you feeling? You went to the game, mate. What was the atmosphere like?
Very good. Popping. Much better than CommBank last week. Let's just put it that way. I posted on Twitter that I will personally fund the $50 million upgrade if we can play our seasons there. And then I tagged CommBank and asked them for a loan. I'm still waiting to hear back. So we'll let you know the progress through this podcast. Someone asked earlier, biggest score that I've seen, 1530 in one of my leagues. But yeah, as you can see from my score, not ideal. One SA Brain convinced me to start Dylan Egan over Matty Nicholson. Funnily enough, it's about the points difference that he beat me by this week. So I am going to claim a little bit of interference there. But apart from that, mate, yeah, Tiger's going to win. Tiger's going to win in Golden Point. I actually just really did not enjoy football this week. And I enjoyed watching AFL much more, which is not the way that we want the game to be going. Very deplorable. But hey, who knows? Apart from that, yeah, a couple of pods went well. Where'd I go wrong? Captain, what's his name? Cleary, he didn't go fantastic. Blake Bowie did nothing. I brought him in, so I didn't have to play Sandon Smith, who scored 130. So fantastic. Bench Nicholson, bench Tamale. Apart from that, yeah, Billy Smith just got absolutely robbed of about 20 points. But yeah, the big one, obviously, captain and Cleary. You guys captain Drink, or you looped Drinky. A lot of people looped Haas. Just like not an awful week, but just not like the best. I'll chuck that on.
Josh, I've got something for you.
Yeah, cheers, mate.
Yeah.
Cheers.
You're welcome.
But apart from that, mate, yeah, you had middle of the road week
again. Fucking third week in a row, I've just come second. And last week I said I'm just going to send it and try and win, and I still come second. I fucking can't. I'd rather have the clown week, to be honest. If you're not first, you're last. Bit of Ricky Bobby about it, isn't it? Really? So yeah, sad. But how about the fucking victims mentality over here on? Brodo convinced me to play Dylan Egan. What a go! Fucking hell.
So I'm the bunker. I'm the bunker in that one. That one's it's revoked. Sorry.
I also think it's safe to say that Matty Nick is locked in for 80 every week.
I think that's solid now, isn't it? My week was looking like it could have been the worst of all time after Friday night. I think I messaged you guys saying that I could actually put up the worst Supercoach score of all time. And as Josh does, he shares our DMs everywhere and he pops that in the WhatsApp chat, which was good value. But then the boys, they saw that message. The boys, and they're like, fuck, we got to lift. It's like, Luai and the boys for getting up for Benji. That's what it was Saturday, Sunday. They saw the message, they're like, no, we can't leave Brano in the lurch here. He can't wear the clown wig. So they pulled it together in a Scotty Drinkwater VC loop handy. Ended up saving me by a fair way, to be fair. Otherwise, you would have left
anyone just wondering. We had a meltdown from Brain being like, "Oh, whatever the record for the worst Supercoach score of all time is, I'm gonna get it." He doesn't even fucking come last.
It's just,
No.
he's just baiting you. He's in the other.
He was me. He was me a month ago when Teddy got 90, and I was fucking in all sorts.
Yeah, he was like complaining about a 90. I'm sitting here with fucking Ponga, Gutho, and who else did I have? Some other spud. So yeah, it's funny, isn't it? It's a game of swings and roundabouts.
I'm sitting there with Jaden Campbell, Iongi, and didn't boost this week. So I'm
play that violin, Jay. Just play it. The world's smallest violin. You keep playing it, baby.
Oh dear. Look, there's plenty to talk about, boys. So we may as well jump into things. We'll share the screen as we do when I can find this thing. There we go. That's better. We'll look at game one. Hey, your Broncos, Matrix, you'd be pretty happy with this win over what we would consider to be a defensive stalwart of a team in the Dogs, and you put them to the sword. Is it just a matter of maybe the Dogs just not playing outside of Sydney for a while and you caught them off guard? Because you played some fucking real good footy.
I mean, to quote the immortal Chad Townsend, they played in a fucking monsoon. I had tickets to it, and it was getting to 5 o'clock at the end of work, and I'm just like, we can't go to this. It's absolutely pouring. But we're ready. Our forwards were a lot better. I reckon the Dogs have sort of said, or Seraldo has sort of said, like, let's try and beat these big guys up. And it didn't go that way with the referees. And I'm not going to say anything about the refereeing with that, but beating the Broncos up didn't work for them this time. And they come out firing. A-Ray was fantastic. Payne Haas was huge. All the forwards, dare I say so, and Cobbo did straighten them up a little bit. Whether you love Cobbo at fullback or not, they were a little bit more direct, weren't they?
I found Cobbo, honestly, way more effective at the back for the team than Reece Walsh. Obviously, Reece Walsh individually is a much better player in terms of attack and can do a lot of amazing things. But Cobbo just did a job, Josh. Like he didn't try and overplay his hand. He didn't try and be the hero. He just did the job that they needed. And it was clear in the wet weather that Walsh probably would have struggled in this monsoon, to be fair.
After this game and Cobbo at fullback, I'm prepared to say, so and Cobbo, you are a Perth Bear.
Yeah. He's surely going to be putting his hand up for fullback money in the near future once his contract ends.
He's getting paid fullback money. He's just on the wing.
Give him more. Give him fullback money somewhere else.
When he signed that, I was like, that's fullback money, and he's playing him on the wing. Like,
obviously Cobbo being a bigger body, he's more of a run first fullback, which obviously defenses need to, like, they can't just jam in on because he's got the footwork to cut inside, but he's also got ball playing. Like we saw that with the try to Shibasaki as well on that left-hand side. Just got really silky hands, but he can also just be so terrorizing. We see that with 3 tackle busts with only 9 runs as well. So 33% ratio of tackle busts there. Fantastic. A couple other standouts. I mean, A-Ray, of course, was on 100 at halftime. I do love that he decided to give all the easy kicks to Cobbo, and as a Cobbo owner, I can very much get behind that. But Xavier Willison, I think he has gone sort of under the radar, 57 BP in 80, which is really, really impressive. Like, Matty, obviously the one edge spot's pretty much up for grabs. Ricky's unreal on the right. You're not getting rid of him, but obviously you've run with, Jack G, you've run with Pierre Cora, you've got your boy Jaden Hunt. Like, Willison looks really good on an edge.
If he converted to a second row forward, like if he's named again this week, I've sort of been keeping an eye on it, and I think he scored about his break even. He's been he's going to be 450 or 480. He's not going to be 500k. Tell me you just can't get behind him. Like,
what I'm really impressed of is the 9 tackle bus, which was a match high, as we can see, in the column, match high of 9 tackle bus. Next best was Shibasaki with 7, and then Haas with 6. Like, we know he's such a huge weapon attacking wise close to the line, but he's got some good footwork and getting good ball on that left hand side. Yeah, it could be absolutely unreal moving forward.
100%. And, the beauty of it is that Willison only gains 5K this week. He comes in next week with a roughly around a 34 break even. So, it's the perfect timing if you were interested in him. It's more just the price and a couple of other guys popping their hand up. We'll talk about it a little bit later as well because I don't know about you guys. I'm assuming you guys have run out of boost too, right? That's not just me.
No, not yet. Probably next week, though. Probably next week.
I'll see you in 3 weeks if I boost 3 times in a row, man.
Fuck, that's really conservative from you. I would expect you to be a 5 boost in a row kind of guy. So I'm a little bit disappointed. Tell you who I'm not disappointed in. Ryan Hammond from Astute Newstead, great sponsor of the show. Thanks for the $8, mate. Been slacking, just checking what did Matrix score. Hope he's thirsty from a big week. And we know what this means. It means that Matrix has to scull a standard squeeze shot from his combo pack and a beer after it. He's feeling frisky today. What'd you get? Just let everybody know who jumped onto the stream late, Matty. What'd you score?
Well, that score 1381, and I believe Hamo. If you've met Hamo before, he can gloat. I lost one league this week, and that was him at about 40, with about a 1440. I think he might have had a Teddy captain or didn't have any of those scrubs that I had that scored 30. But yeah, unreal from him. I'm sure he's just here to gloat. So I'll scull this one too.
That's exactly what he's here to do, but shout out to him. You know what? That's he's had a good week. Maybe we should get him on the pod and he can have a standard squeeze shot, Matrix.
Appreciate otherwise, you just bought my beer.
Yeah, he's buying the drink every time you have to down it for him. So that's good of him. Also, before we didn't mention at the start, shout out to Baller. The SC Baller boys have put together a really good website, obviously mobile optimized at the moment, but works fine on desktop. I can comfortably say, Josh and Matrix, that this is the quickest, I guess, when we're calling updates and real live time scoring that I've seen in the Supercoach realm at the moment. So they've done an awesome job.
My only gripe with the website is I sometimes have to turn it off because it is too quick. It will sometimes give away what's happened about 3 or 4 seconds. So it just shows the testament to those boys that have done. And yeah, very happy to support a great website. So it makes it really, really friendly on your phone as well. You can save it as a bookmark, which basically effectively saves it as an app on your home screen as well, which takes it pretty much to this view on your phone, which is unreal. But yeah, very, very quick.
Yeah, for sure. You don't have to sit there looking at the Supercoach app wondering if Nico Hines got the try assist or whatever. You look at Baller and they've got it pretty much within 5 seconds of it happening. So that, yeah, shout out to them. Bulldogs boys. Jacob Carraz ended up getting the try assist, and we were looking at Jacob Carraz, and Josh messages me about halfway through the game going, "Hey, I've got a content idea for you. Check out what Jacob Carraz's lowest score ever could be." And if that doesn't tell you like what we were looking at, it was pretty grim for Jacob Carraz purchases. But he ended up with 53 after getting that try assist. He had a few offloads that got updated. He had a couple of tackle breaks. So like he pulled it together. I think what we saw here was Jacob Carraz's absolute flaw, Josh. I'd be pretty confident in saying we're not going to see a lower score than him in the next month.
Yeah, I was in Melbourne over the weekend, so I didn't really get the chance to watch a whole lot of footy, but by the sounds of it, I didn't miss much, which was great. But yeah, like Carraz, I was checking the score sort of leaving Melbourne Airport, and it was just dismal. Like, it was not great. Obviously, we know that the offloads come with Carraz. 2 tackle busts just criminally low for him. Dogs, didn't really get him much go forward, and the Broncos did very well shutting him down. The 1 try assist does help, obviously, off that bomb that he took down, which was great. But I'm not too worried at all. Like 10 runs under 8 meters, 8 runs under 8 meters, 10 over. Last week that was much, much higher. It's just one of those games where you expected base to be down a little bit, which hurt him.
Yeah. Matty, what did you take from this one, mate? Matty Burton, you would have been pretty happy that you ended up moving off Matty Burton pretty late in the week, right? Like you were looking at bringing him in this week?
Yeah, I was. I just ended up sitting on my hands, and sometimes the best trade is the one you don't do. I wasn't super high on Matt Burton. I just felt like it was maybe you guys in our buy, hold, and sell article that sort of said like you don't have to trade to a 5/8, and I wasn't high on any of the 5/8. Apparently, the answer should have been Tom didn't, but probably just what maybe should be mentioned on this one is Matt Burton's going to miss some time with that grade 2 careless high tackle on Billy. Tupanua's going to miss
lots,
5 to 7 weeks. And Josh Curran's going to miss at least 3 with his. So yeah, they did come out and try to bash the Broncos around. But yeah, obviously you can't be hitting people in the head. You got to, you got to hit them below the belt or something if you don't want that. And do I feel sorry? Probably not. Like they got told to settle it down like that. I think Tupanua leading with the knee. Maybe Montoya got a bit unlucky. That was a direct reaction to the fact that it was the tackle after Tupanua. But yeah, I mean, like they were out for blood in this one.
Yeah, Tupanua was reckless in this one, so he's going to deserve every week that he gets. Sadly, I mean, they're going to have to rely on their depth a little bit, the Dogs, over the next month to 6 weeks. So we'll see how they go. But otherwise, not really much to take from this. I mean, Viliami Kikau scored 68 in 72 minutes, had a try assist, try contribution. He's 2 line break assists as well. So he was in it. It just shows, doesn't it, Josh, that the ball is going to continue to just go down the left dominantly for the Bulldogs. There's Preston had a try, but finished with 62 and really not much else. So it's a left side dominant team, isn't it? This Dogs team.
Very much so. That's why, we're sort of half keen on kick hours a buy. But apart from that, not a huge amount. Reed Marty's minutes are sort of down. If you have him in draft, I would just send him to the waivers, honestly. Like this. You can't run with him.
Amazing.
Anzac Day boys. Roosters 46, Dragons 18, Teddy, Sandon Smith, the crew, they killed it. Obviously, Sandon Smith, the greatest game he's ever played. 2 tries, 1 try assist, 7 goals, 2 line breaks, 7 tackle busts. Absolutely unreal for him. Teddy, 2 tries, 1 try assist. Oh, yeah, and a sin bin as well in 7 minutes. Absolutely insane. Teddy, 2 tries, 1 try assist, 1 try contribution, 2 line breaks, 1 line break assist, 1 offload. 9 tackle busts as well. So massive, massive day for those 2. Shout out if you had the VC on Teddy. I did until I looked at his Anzac Day stats. I am a fraud. And I benched Sandon Smith to play Blake Brayley, which was a cool 80-point swing, which was what we love. But I want to talk about Billy Smith and how he's been absolutely dudded with not only a try assist, but also a line break assist. What the fuck does Suawong assist in that play?
There needs to be an investigation.
Mate, what are we doing?
I don't get it. No, I mean,
I was at the G watching Collingwood Essendon, but I watched it back and I'm like, what are we doing? Like, what's going on?
It wasn't a definitive tap on. It wasn't you could see the ball genuinely come out of the middle of the palm of his hand. It was like a fingertip tap on that didn't even get to him on the full. I don't understand how you can get a try assist for that. He did fuck all.
That was where the skill come in. He guided it correctly. It just tipped it along in there. I loved it. No, I'm Billy Smith owner, and I was like, and then I saw they didn't do it. I was like, that'll get fixed in updates.
Sure.
Yeah, it
wasn't. Yeah. Matrix, you just wong on this one. It was definitely Billy Smith's.
I do have a genuine question though. He's going to be around 570. We pay that for Dom Young. Mark Nwang Nitawaze.
Mm-hmm.
Are we thinking buy? Because 69 points, 1 try, no line breaks. Oh, sorry, 1 try, 2 line breaks. My apology. So we're looking at around 30 BP, but that's fine. If this Roosters team, if they're humming, I am worried about where their points are going to come from between the rounds of 12 and 18 with the way that Dylan Edwards is playing. Just quietly. But what are we thinking of Mark? Because a lot of people did jump on this week as a pod, but has the ship sailed? Are you happy to pay north of 570 for old Mark?
I don't. I mean, look, if you've got a luxury trade there and you don't have any other problems, any other issues, you don't have a Gutho, you don't have a Ponga, you don't have fucking all the other people letting us down at the moment at big money, then you can see how my team's going with that. Yeah, sure. I can get around it. I mean, he looks good. I think you're going to see a lot more try assists and line break assists from Nwanga Nitawaze. I think he's got really good hands, and it seems like he's attracting a fair bit of attention there on the wing. I think, obviously there's going to be more base there on the wing as well, which is great. So I can't fault him. He looked really good. Matty, is there any interest there for yourself?
I'm just going to put it into perspective for you guys. It's only going to cost you about 50 or 60K to go Ponga to Mark Nwanga Kikataze. So it's only going to cost you about 60K. So I don't know. I'm on the eye test recently. I think that might be a good trade.
Sandon Smith's going to get to 550k.
Fuck yeah. I'm so excited.
He comes in with a negative break even next week as well from memory. I'll quickly check. But yeah, here we go. Can he make 66 grand this week with a negative 12 break even next week?
So that will take him this week. That'll take him to 66. That'll take him to 500. And then he's going to have a 129 sit in there for another 2 weeks. He might get to 600. He might get 600. That's insane. It'll be a straight swap Sandon Smith to Harry Grant in like 4 weeks' time.
I mean, I know Sam Walker's coming back. I think in 6 weeks was the word from the last week. So that's been confirmed. 12. He's 6 weeks away. Obviously, Sandon Smith loses the goal kicking. I'd naturally assume when Walker comes back. Yes. Or do they just? You reckon?
They might give it to him for a couple more weeks.
Not off an ACL. I think it might be a Pappy meaning situation. Like basically, look, you just keep kicking until you have a really shit week, and then it'll just be changed over.
Because that gets us through to what, round 4, maybe around he's back round 14, which is they've got to buy in 14, the Roosters. So I'd assume that Walker's going to be back in 15.
Maybe 18, 19, we get kicking Sandon Smith.
Yeah, potentially. I mean, you could honestly just
time that I want to get rid of him too.
Yeah. You could also just like Ryan said, you can just hold him for the season. Like he's got a really good duel. Like he could just be a season hold. But apart from that, Connor Watson, we didn't love the buy. We're not going to sit here and like gloat about the buy. But yeah, we didn't love it, especially with Origin looming. 42 from him. It's sort of what he does. No attacking stats. You think you'd be pretty hard done by not to get attacking stats. But yeah, Teddy boys. If you didn't jump on 3 weeks ago, you didn't jump on 2 weeks ago, are you still buying?
Yep.
I am now concerned about Origin.
No, but Dylan Edwards also he's been good. Like, I don't think Dylan Edwards has done enough to lose it.
I just want to let you know that Dylan Edwards currently plays for the Wooden Spooners.
That's fine. I don't give a fuck.
Crazy.
He's got 133 in Supercoach last week and was in everything. And also is the fullback to the incumbent 7 for New South Wales.
He's played 2 bad games and 1 good game. I still think that he'll get picked, but if they're saying that they're selecting on form,
has to be
form's Teddy. Of course it is.
That's what Daly said. He's in the media. He's like, New South Wales team's getting picked on form.
I'm still going to back Edwards in just due to the fact that he's a riff boy and he's going to have a good connection with Cleary. That's my opinion, at least for game 1. I don't know whether he's done enough to lose it.
I'm concerned. Apart from that, not much else to talk about from the Chooks. On the Dragon side of things, Clint Gutherson with his, I think it is 4 out of the last 5 weeks, scores under 60 points. What are we doing? Because I'm not an owner. Matty, are you an owner?
No, I don't own him. You look. I'll look upstairs. The Braino up there.
Yep. Yeah. Let me tell you what it's
What's on you, mate? What are we doing?
What's that?
I'm annoyed.
2 line break assists, mate. 1 try contribution, 2 effective offloads, 2 tackle busts. Only 6
10 points in runs.
Total. Yes. What are we doing?
Honestly, Gutho to Teddy next week is probably the trade for me. And I'll 100% put my hand up when I get things wrong. And I called him a hold last week, and I don't think I can die on that hill, to be honest. I think that when you watch the game, and if you watch the Dragons closely, they've changed their tactics completely with the way that they're using Gutho. The first 2 to 3 rounds, or even first 4 rounds, I think it was, Gutho was the main guy. He was the one touching the ball. He was getting fucking probably like 40 receipts a game. And then now what we see is what's his name? Coach's son, Flanagan. Kyle Flanagan, the amount of times because I'm obviously watching Gutho pretty closely, the amount of times
it's the only reason you're watching a fucking Dragons game, let's be honest.
100%.
Don't be 100%. Coy for all of these Dragons fans in the comments. Just let it rip, I do.
No. Let me tell you, I wasn't watching it for Jack DeBellin, that's for sure. But the amount of times that Kyle Flanagan went squared the line up, and Gutho had a 2-on-1 or a 3-on-2 overlap on the spread out the back, and Kyle Flanagan hit the short man, whether it was Leilua, whether it was Egan. The amount of times he hit the short ball on Gutho was just ludicrous. So for me, tactically, it just looks like they've completely frozen him out of the attack.
Does it change if I tell you that Buzz Rothfield today is reporting that Mr. L. Ilias may be getting dropped for the game against the Tigers with Lycane King Togia to come in. Does that give you any hope
No.
that Gutho gets more receipts?
No.
Okay.
Not because they're very left side dominant. Like in the amount of times that Gutho had those overlaps was on the left side, and Kyle Flanagan's still controlling that left edge. So
yeah, fair enough.
No.
Speaking
Not
of
unLachlan. Not unLachlan. I can't believe that this could be the last time I get to say unLachlan if he's
he's Lachlan back up, unfortunately.
speaking of shit left sided attack, are we putting the red line to Dylan Egan?
Yep.
He's made his money.
Oh, no, sorry, Joe. Last week he was a fine play. This week it's 48 minutes. He offers absolutely fuck all with the ball. I think he had like 6 runs or something like that. Like it's pretty dismal. 4 runs, and 3 of them were under 8 meters, which to me screams Morgan Smithies. And yeah, I mean I'll hold him for another couple of weeks, but I can't sit him every week. He's going to get named at 17, and an hour before kickoff, every forum, group chat, Facebook group, Twitter chat is going to float around the country. Do we play Dylan Egan? But I'm putting my flag in the sand and saying no.
Yep, I'm the same. He's got a 59 break even next week. He's made his 45K this week. We've made 200 from him, or close to.
You're saying yourself. You're off.
No. Not. I don't think you can this week. I think 59 isn't enough for me to go panic stations, move him on now ASAP. But I'd say we're having the conversation in 2 to 3 weeks' time, where we're like, yeah, cool, he's done now. He's topped out.
I could just trade him. Honestly, like I feel
could
like
this week.
just trading him now. I have zero interest in the
Wilson.
Dragons. Yeah, I mean something along those lines. Yeah.
Don't hate it. I don't hate it.
Anything else to talk about from this dismal team?
Nah, Gutho loses 85K with 130 break even next week. So if that's probably going to maybe entice you as well. The problem is the Dragons come up against the Tigers next week. And maybe it's not a problem. Maybe it's good because, again, we've shown
Tigers.
Time and time again, the Tigers have been good defensively, aside from against the Eels last week. So maybe we just go with the majority and the fact that they are a half decent defensive team this year. Like Luai makes such a big difference to this team defensively. So, yeah.
Speaking of one dismal team, let's move to the other. Warriors 26, Knights 12. Fuck me.
I thought you were talking about the Warriors being dismal. It's definitely the Knights.
No. They're fine. They're fine. No, the Knights, they suck.
Did you watch the Warriors this week, Matrix?
Tell you what, I watched Aaron Clark in my lineup. If you want to get some work done through the middle, I would. And as somebody, the Knights basically ruined my Supercoach score from getting Team of the Week. So I did see the Knights play as well. But look, Aaron Clark, wasn't he just phenomenal? Like Wade Egan was unreal too. Like from the eye test, Wade Egan was. There's not often that you say a hooker was the best player on the park, but Wade Egan could have been in this game.
He does it every week too, doesn't he? He's that guy, isn't he, that we just don't put any respect on. You don't talk about him that much. I don't remember ever considering him as an option for my team in the last 3 years.
Tax, isn't it? Unfortunately. If we're being genuine, it's the Warriors tax. I think the real question on Aaron Clark is he's going to be nearly 600K. Scores of 65, 71, 55, and then 110 without Dylan Walker. You're not buying because I could leak some screenshots that say different. Have you called in the last 2 days? I think I asked you guys.
What are you talking about? When did I say I'd buy Aaron Clark?
I feel like I swear to God, I said, would you buy Aaron Clark at 580? And you were like, yes.
No fucking way. No way I would have. Try and find it because there's no way. And I put a post up on X the other day, right? Anyway, I said, did you start with Aaron Clark on the post because he was good? And then someone copied it or retweeted it or something saying, oh, you said Marju last week and Clark this week. Did I say yep?
Is Aaron Clark worth 570K? Lol.
Worth 570. Worth 570. That was you saying, I can't believe Aaron Clark's 570K. I'm not saying I'm buying him, you fucking clown. This is slander. I'm going to sue you. Defamation going on here. Yes.
Okay, guys. I'm taking over the pod. You know what? Maybe Aaron Clark is a buy because I'm so off these guys. They're slandering. They're saying all this stuff. We've just turned into a solo podcast. So I'm huge on Brody Jones too. I'm going to buy Aaron Clark and Brody Jones this week.
Shout out to Adam Pompey as well. May as well get him in.
Huge for the program.
Yeah.
Matt Croker, are you going to jump on him as well?
Look, we can talk about players we're never going to buy all day long, but for the Wires, I mean, what else is there really? Leka Halasima he got to start late, right? And we've been saying basically if he's off the bench, I'm not interested. If he solidifies a starting role, is there any interest there? Like, I don't know whether the minutes are. He only had 39 minutes with the 53.
That was my concern. I was literally just about to say, the minutes are just, yeah. But we do have a new English love child to talk about next preseason, which is great because Morgan Gannon has just signed for the Wires. So put that in your diary that we will be talking about him exclusively in the preseason. But apart from that, boys, I mean, surely with my track record, you have to come on board now. 50% strike rate.
English import.
Yep,
ride the wave. You've done all right.
Apart from that, the Knights. We'll talk about the Knights because they suck. Ponga 44, which feels like 110 based off. Shout out to Kez G. Aaron Clark is your favorite player. Absolutely, and definitely worth 570k as endorsed by SC Brian. Kalen Ponga 44, which in recent weeks feels about like 110, boys.
Yep. I don't really have anything else to say about it.
What are we doing? Because is it just sunk cost fallacy at this point?
Yep.
Yeah, I put a tweet up the other day, and that's where it is. It's like he's lost so much money that I don't want to trade him because I don't want to lose that money. But he's also shit, so I don't know.
You know what? You said you don't want to die on the Gutho Hill. I will probably die on the Ponga Hill.
I think I will too. To be fair, like after the game, I was like had steam coming out of my ears in the WhatsApp chat. I'm like, I'm getting rid of Gutho and I'm getting rid of Ponga. They're both going next week. And I can't make 3 trades because all my boosts are gone. So
full trade, baby.
Yeah. I'm just sending it now. No, I think I'm probably just going to have to hold Ponga, to be honest. I don't know. I don't even. The problem with Ponga is that he's probably going to play Origin too, right?
He's probably going to play Origin 1 as well.
Maybe. Hey.
Drop for 3.
No, am I just like, imagine we just see Munster at fullback and Dearden at 6.
That's never going to happen.
Put Hammer at fullback.
Yeah,
that's more likely to happen.
Where's Jareem? I'll take my jersey off. But is Jareem a Queenslander?
Yeah, I think he is, but he's not going to play over Hammer at fullback.
No, but you put Hammer at the centres. No, he's a Kiwi. Is he?
No,
no.
Bill's a Kiwi. He's born in Auckland.
Okay,
I should know that.
Auckland and Queensland.
Is it about where they were born or where they played their junior footy?
I don't know. He played at Canberra Park High School, so him, Fifi, and Tanner Boyd.
Oh shit. Okay. He's
10 years later.
But no, I don't know, KP's whatever. I'm just gonna write it out until we get clarification. Dylan Lucas, did we see enough? 63 with 1 line break assist.
I'm gonna say yeah. 63 in not even 76 minutes. Yeah, I saw enough. I think if I could get 70 from him every week, he's a lock in my center wing. The question is when you buy.
Also, the fact that he should have had fucking 31 points as well added to his tax thanks to Brody Jones stealing that try off the left edge, which shows that they can still hit that left edge. So, we're paying a little bit more for Dylan Lucas. I think we were all concerned about the minutes, weren't we? We were worried that he didn't play 80. Granted, he didn't play 80, but 76 is still 76. So we'll happily take the L there and probably be a trade-in next week. The problem is a couple of these Raiders edges that we were looking at trading out we have to give them the Shaq meme of, I'm sorry, I wasn't familiar with your game, and give them more time in the sun. So we will address that when we come to it. But boys, this team sucks.
Greg Margie, 49 in a team that got beaten and battered. I'll take that. I bought Margie this week, and I'm fine.
Flying home, but I saw that he scored and it got taken away from him, just overturning the bunker, I assume.
Oh, yeah. That's all it was. I saw 49 in the 30th minute or whatever, and yeah.
To be fair, it
ruined
was fingertips in touch. Like everything else was good, but fingertips in touch. So yeah, like that's all on him.
That's justice for the round one against the Tigers when we were all positive he went out.
Well, everybody tells us we weren't, but we were about 8 beers deep on the hill and couldn't see
And the
shit,
opposite side of the field.
Yeah. Like, oh, it's out. What are you talking about? We're like 200 meters away.
Oh.
Yeah, that'll do for this one, boys. Knights, there's not much to talk about with the Knights positively anyway, but there's plenty to talk about with the Storm. 24-16 over the Rabbits. Ryan Pappenhausen, 66, getting binned at the end as a non-owner was sweet. Not so sweet for Josh.
No, I put a tweet up in like the 15th minute and I said, this feels like a game where Pappy should have got 140 and you'll finish on 67. And he got 66, so a small dub there for me. But fucking hell, like there was 2 try assists and 2 line break assists bombed. Absolutely bombed. Meany just, I think it was, I can't remember, it was either Meany or Anderson just stopped running when they got the ball. And Suafa'alongo dropped it cold over the line. Yeah, like this is it's just frustrating. And then to top it off, gets penalized, challenges it, and then effectively ends up getting sin binned off the challenge. So yeah, fucking what a game. But
it could be the worst captain's challenge ever.
Oh, 100%. He looks very good though, doesn't he?
He does. It's a squeaky bum time matrix, not owning him. We had this chat on the phone and we're like, how can we get Pappy into our team? I can move this, I can do that, I can trade Ponga, I can move Gutho. And we're trying to literally do like deep fucking algebra, trying to get Pappenhausen into our teams. And we're just like, nah, you have to give up too much to get him. And I messaged him and I said, we ran the Pappenhausen gauntlet this week and so far we've won. And he's like, fucking just chill for now because Drinky hasn't played yet. Let's just see how Drinky plays.
Yes.
That it worked out okay. But yeah, it's a tough non-own because obviously he still has the goal kicking, Matty.
Yeah, be positive. Yeah, as Lockie Camilleri in the chat says, did get the goal kicking though, which was a huge positive to see, and struck him relatively okay, which was good to see.
And I can't boost for him, Fresh Prince, sadly. I can trade for him normally. I've still got 30 left, so let's call the Jets on that.
Yeah, but
I haven't max traded.
Both of your fullbacks are going to be worth about 900k in the next 3 weeks.
Yeah, combined, all 3 of them. Yeah. Otherwise, it was pretty much 60s across the board. 76 for Hughes, 66 for Munster, 63 for Meany, 65 for Coates, 66 for Farlongo. Like there's even Sean Bloor, Eli Katoa both got 70 and 73. So like nothing really blew anyone out of the park for the Storm. But they were good enough. They were good enough to get the win. Rabbitohs were pretty poor though, to be fair. I found that I feel like the Storm didn't capitalize in this game as much as they could have. This could have, honestly, they could have ran away with this one. And yet again, we see a pretty quiet second half of the game for the Storm.
Yeah.
Anything for the Rabbits?
I mean, like, is that just like the difference between what we expect as super coaches and
Probably.
like the Storm won and we're sort of commenting on the fact that they put it away. Like I never really thought the Rabbitohs were in this, if you know what I mean, like towards the end of the game. Like it's not like the Storm, like it's not like you get more than 2 points for beating them 52-16. So like, is this just something we can expect from the Storm going forward?
Well, that's literally the thing. It's like, if you told me right now, who do you think will win the comp? I don't know who I'd say because everyone's like, oh, the Storm are the favourites. Unfortunately, look, I love the Dogs fans. I cannot put my tip on a spine of Reid Marnie, Connor Tracy, Matt Burton, and Toby Sexton as a genuine premiership threat right now. Hopefully that will come to more light as the rounds go on. But like the Storm haven't shown me anything apart from their like team list to suggest they're the best team in the comp by far.
Yeah. Yeah, you're probably right. Like they haven't put a full game of footy together, to be fair, aside from maybe one game. So yeah, that I'd probably need to see more to
even the game against Para when they just humped them, they just stopped playing after 50 minutes. So it's like we haven't seen like a full comprehensive game from the Storm. But for the Bunnies, Latrell Mitchell, 1 week suspension. I am glad to see it's only 1 week. Like it looked a lot worse than like it looked bad, but Latrell lowered himself. It wasn't like a blatant high tackle or someone slipping and Latrell got himself into a shit situation. In saying that, he's going to be about 200k in 6 weeks.
and probably plays Origin too, right? Like it's so hard to leave out Latrell at all. Like I feel like he's just going to play centre for New South Wales if he's fit.
But if we're picking on form, then fuck, you should be nowhere near it.
Yeah, but Laurie Daly's full of shit. I guarantee you he won't pick every player on form. He's going to pick some pedigree.
I'll get it wrong.
Yeah. Fucking hell, please no. Surely as AEO just goes to 13 and that's the end of that. But anyway, Latrell will lose about 110K this week with 160 break even when he comes back from his 1 week suspension. So hold tight, not a buy, sadly. I'd love to be able to just take a pod play on Latrell Mitchell, but it's not the right time right now. Aside from that, I'm probably not buying any bunnies if I'm completely honest.
111 from Jack White and didn't move you?
No. Surprisingly, no, it didn't. Yeah.
I'm looking at Keon getting 70, but that's with a try assist, a line break assist as well. So kind of gross. You and Aiken,
an unreal try assist.
It was
you got
very much so. Very much so. You and Aiken,
that gave me movement.
Kind of sexy pick, or like, sorry, not sexy. Kind of like okay pick. 3 tackle busts and 9 runs for 62 points.
Has he got the jewel?
No, he's just 2 RF.
Way less interested if he's just 2 RF.
No thanks. Apart from that,
I'm just so used to you and Aitken, Jack Bird both having the centre wing 2 RF duel, and when Aitken hasn't got it and Bird does, there's something wrong in the world. So yeah, no, I like Aitken as a player. I'm actually a big fan, but not without the duel.
Cowboys 50, Titans 18. Des Hasler clearly owns Scott Drinkwater, did everything he could to get him some points. Drinky, well done to owners. I owe you an apology. I wasn't familiar with your game. 132 from Drinky, 135 from PNG superstar Robert Derby. But most importantly, boys, 141 for my boy Tom Dearden.
Well played on that call. That was a good call.
Being like, thanks for the Dearden shout. And I was like, oh, that's what I like. Yeah. I honestly prefer seeing that than Ronaldo scoring points. It's nice to see people take advice and it do well. So, Tom Dearden with his one generational game of all time happened to be the week that we said he was a buy.
Well, I mean, you did say that he's capable of a 170, and he did that last year, and he's come out with a 141. So he's heard you. 4 try assists, three try contributions on top of that, with 5 line break assists. Like, that is a monstrous game. But look, I mean, does he become a buy next week, Tom Dearden? I reckon there's every chance he could, depending on whether you've hold Jaden Campbell for a week. Considering we've sparked up Drinky. I don't hate it. I don't see him playing for Queensland either with Munster fit. Like, there's a few people that are still convinced that Dearden's going to play for Queensland. I don't think so.
A few people have also said 18th man, but we saw the recent trends over the last couple of years have been we'll pick 18th man. Like 18th man's like a rotating roster. It's just whoever's on the bye. Like, it seems like they're not going to disrupt team harmony for a guy not to play. So good to see from them. But 540 this week, 72 break even. So I assume he's going to go up something like 60, 50K. So he'll be like 590. Can you pay nearly 600K for Tom Dearden when Dylan Brown's right there, or
probably not? As the price is awkward, isn't it?
He did look between 5 and 600K though. But are we getting trapped by the Titans being so bad either? Like a couple of Tom Dearden and Scott Drinkwater are the best players on this Cowboys team, and they scored really well against a really bad team. Do you have the confidence in playing Tom Dearden and him scoring the 60 that he's priced at when he comes to play the Dogs, when he turns up to play against these other teams? And that's probably my question mark around Tom Dearden. And, fantastic for owners. And I captain Drinky. I VC'd somebody else and then captain Drinkwater in this one. But can I say it wasn't so much how good Drinky was, but how bad the Titans are? I'm comfortable playing Drinky every week with the goal kicking, but I'm only comfortable captaining against the dog shit roster.
Titans were fucking rubbish. They were just a disgrace. On not only Dearden, but Drinky and any other asset you want to buy. We keep saying this, but there's a good reason. Suncorp next week, and then North Queensland, Amy Park, North Queensland, back in Sydney, the Gold Coast, and then North Queensland, Suncorp, North Queensland. So it's 3 games outside of the next 10 that are outside of Queensland as a whole. So we do love the draw. Cowboys are finding form, which is fantastic to see. The backline absolutely was humming apart from old Valia. He's the only one that was left out in the cold with a 35. Jackson Purdue owners laughing again, 64. Rob Derby, 135. Murray Talangi, 99. Interesting to see what his origin prospects do look like. But you can see by some of these forward scores, not much played through the middle, but definitely along those edges. Jeremiah Nanai, boys, 131. Back into the starting side. 2 tries, 2 line breaks, 1 line break assist, 1 offload, 7 tackle busts, and a whole heap of runs. Nanai pod? Question mark.
Are we chasing last week's points with Nanai?
No, we know that Nanai, like we know how good he can be attackingly. It's just he's never had the role this season, but he still seems to be pumping out okay scores. 506k with a 600 break even. So we'll go up around 50k. So we're paying 555 for him. Just kind of that awkward price, isn't it? He's not probably a end of season keeper, and there's probably not enough cash to be made.
Coming into a 12 break even next week, so it seems like the right time. I don't know. It probably doesn't play Origin. Can't play Origin with the way that Queensland look and the health of their forwards now.
Really good point here from the good place. Titans are really, really bad against left back rowers. Tom Kant, Dylan Egan both had birthdays against them, and Jeremiah and I followed as well. So yeah, definitely a good consideration to have when we're looking at sit starts, captaincies or vice captaincies or whatnot. Maddie, there's nothing really else I want to talk to you about. I do want to give myself I do love to inflate my own ego. For anyone that doesn't follow Over the Cap Pod, go do it. Tipped a couple of winners this game, boys. Had 3 try scorers, Bo Fermor, Reece Robson, and Jeremiah Nanai. I think if you put those in the same game multi, it was about 150 to 1. So my one and only good tip of the year came through.
Didn't miss, that's for sure.
No, yeah,
I think I took a couple of these on just as singles in plays as well. So definitely watch Over the Cap. And you know, let's just bring back to Drinky very quickly. He's fine. You know, he'll just get 70. It's probably, you know, what it says on the tin.
When was the last time you played any form of physical sport? Just give me a rough ballpark.
Physical sport.
Yeah, like when was the last time you took a hit up?
I took a hit up.
Yeah.
Fucking like when I was 14.
Cool. So I reckon you haven't trained for what, 15 years, like to take a hit up wise.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, cool. I reckon you'd score 132 against Titans.
You reckon? Yeah. Oh, it's funny because you didn't predict that against the Titans in the week before, did you?
They were dog shit. Oh, I mean, this game was always like, and that's why like it was a very, very fun.
This game was always going to be a good game, wasn't it? Yeah.
All right. Well, let's see how he goes against Matrix's favorite team, New Zealand Warriors.
Let's see how he goes against the next 3 teams that are in the bottom 8 for Supercoach points conceded.
Under 75 average for the next 3 weeks combined.
Okay. Bolter bet?
Yeah, easy.
All right, let's do it. Sounds fun. That'll make it fun. Let's move to the shit Titans then. Actually, do we even need to talk about him? But actually, no, we do. Both for more.
500k Bo Firma.
Shout out to Bane Wennett. Big shout out to Bane Wennett, one of our Patreon subscribers, good friend of the show. And I'll put my hand up on this one. Definitely got this one wrong in a way that we were worried. And to be fair, our worries, Josh, are still a little bit vindicated in a way that we're worried he's going to play Origin. I'm pretty certain he's going to play Origin, to be completely honest. But I'm also a little bit concerned that whenever anything happens in this backline, and we've seen a number of times Jojo Fafita's dropped out, we've seen a lot of shifts to this backline that Bo Firma is the first cover. And long term, I don't know whether I'd love the pick over the next 12 weeks, but the guys that got him Bo Firma this week nailed it.
Oh, if you said that he's locked in to play 80 on an edge, he becomes a must-have. But the problem is, it's the Angus Crichton syndrome from like 5 years ago. And I'm also I'm quietly confident he plays Origin. I think he's the perfect 17 because he can cover in the back line, can play in the middle if he needs to. If we do pick Nanai, then you can spell him. If we do pick Fafita, you can spell him with Fermo. But yeah, great game from him. 1 try assist, 2 line breaks, 2 offloads, 8 tackle busts, just absolutely everywhere for him.
I'm like quietly keen on both of them. Like, I just think that he is to Queensland. He is 5 years ago's Kurt Capewell. So let's just leave that there.
Bit of Jacob Lilliman about him.
Yes.
does a job. He was really good, to be fair. So yeah, he'll deserve his edge spot for Queensland. That's for sure.
I'm seeing a lot of anti-Brimo agenda. I don't understand it. In the last 5 weeks, he's gone 63, 58, 73, 46, and then again with a 52. If that's the worst of your issues, you must be fucking flying.
And he's priced at a 55 or whatever, 54. Like,
yeah, there's nothing wrong with Brimo, especially in the role that he has as well. It's not his best position. Like if he was and there is every chance that when Jaden Campbell's back, surely some form of logic can prevail here for actually, no, we're talking about Des.
Well, to be fair, like the late mail this week was Foz back next week or the week after. So if you've got Brimo, you're absolutely not selling him now. It reeks of selling Isaiah Yongi when he gets Moses back, doesn't it?
Yeah, it reeks of selling Isaiah Yongi to Drinky this week. Seemed to work out all right so far, didn't it?
Yeah.
Sell Brimo the week before he moves back to fullback, by all means. If you've held him for 8 weeks,
you've got to keep him.
If you've held a bloke out of position for 8 weeks, and then so the minute he goes back to his preferred position, sick.
If he'll be like the most traded in player as soon as he's in the 1 jersey.
Oh, and owners that held him this whole time are fucking filthy. And that will be me next week when I see Cobbo in the top 5 people bought this week. I'm like, no, you don't deserve him. I suffered through all the shit for this.
Yeah, you go through the worst of it to get his best. That'll be Brimo for sure. All right, let's move on. Panthers got beaten by the Sea Eagles 26-10. The big talking points, Nathan Cleary, as it is every single week, regardless of what he does. He either gets 116 or he gets 54. It's just a shame that this week Nathan Cleary was the most or second most captain player. So that's where it hurts a little bit. It's 108 versus, the multitude of other options. And the worst part is we look at it and we go, Nathan Cleary, ceiling, right? We're like, yeah, he can go massive. He got 118 or 116 last week with no try assists. So we're thinking he gets a couple, he gets 150. And he puts out a 54. And then you've got guys like Terrell May and Payne Haas who put up 240, 250 points combined between the two of them. It just makes you question whether now this year is just a captain a VC, a high ceiling guy, and captain a prop.
It's just VC Haas to see Terrell May week in, week out.
It could honestly be, really. Like you just go like VC is a swing and miss. Matty, hope you get 150 from your VC and then just fall back onto your safe Payne Haas or your safe Terrell May.
Yeah, that's what I did with Craig Marju this week. It wasn't chasing last week's points because I've owned him since day dot. But yeah, it sort of does feel like that. Let's just have a swing. And if you get 80 out of a captain, it's a win these days. Like there has been some poor scores. In saying that, Nathan Cleary did get 54 in a team that, in my opinion, was never really in this. Like, yeah, you could say they suck or anything like that, but they were never really even in it. Whereas a lot of other, if Isaiah Katoa or somebody like that isn't in the game at all, they're probably scoring a 20 or a 30. That's all I'm saying about Nathan Cleary. Like, I'm a happy owner. Yeah, I'm just glad I didn't have the VC or the C on him this week.
He just doesn't have Tigers 5'8" next to him. That's the difference maker, isn't it, Josh?
Also, I just want to give a big shout out to SC Cheese, who I can speak firsthand, cop a lot of shit on social media. Cheese copped heaps when he put out a tweet about a month ago, basically saying Pen's shape looks really out of whack. Clearly will have good games here and there, but overall don't think he's worth the money that you'd be paying. I think he's pretty much fucking spot on. Like, yeah, we saw the 118, but it's been a lot of like, there's a 90, and then there's a 50, and then there's a 60, and then there's a 118, and then there's a 50. And yeah, so, I mean, I love a very, very hot take, and I love saying it with your chest. So I just want to give, a big shout out to Cheese. I think it's the SC Cheese on Twitter. Go give him a follow. Really, really good Cleary analysis, and it's paid dividends, hasn't it?
Yeah, he's nailed that. It's and funny, isn't it? I just feel like there's every single year there's been more and more of an anti-Supercoach content creator vibe on X. People just creating burners and people like loving ripping into content creators when they get things wrong. So, when you put your take on the line like that and you go and say something that's quite unpopular to the masses and you get it right, like that's one of those ones where you can go, well played. So
yeah, 100%.
Isaac Tungo, Try 95, solid. It's
we don't
fine.
talk-
It's
we don't-
great, isn't
we
it? Now that Cleary's back in the team, that Isaac Tungo is actually finally coming good.
We don't talk about him. Mate, this Penrith team, not good. I don't
There's
want to talk
nothing
about
good there.
any of them.
Does Blaze just get
Blaze
50
Talangi,
every
61.
game?
Yeah, I said it last week. I said Blaze last week, and everyone's
It's the COV.
It is Mr. COV from 52 to 61. But again, a try in that in the line break. So I don't know. Does he keep doing it? Maybe he starts settling into that role, but not enough to buy. Not at the price anyway. If he was sub 500k, I'd maybe be tempted, but not at 570.
Is my app broken? It said Turbo scored 54. I watched this game and I could have sworn he scored 154. He was in fucking everything.
He looked good.
Yeah, eye test wise, he was solid. And I'll tell you what, I'm one of the greatest back flippers of all time. They're good. I'm just gonna. All I needed to see was Turbo scare me a little bit, and I'm in.
To be fair, he did grab his knee in the in goal. So.
Yeah. Remember, I messaged you and I said, "Fuck, Turbo looks a bit proppy." Because he did look a little bit slow to start the game. It took him a while to get into things, but no, it'll look. And all of their attack just is dominated through Turbo. So you've got to be silly not to look at him. But again, the Origin factor kicks in. I'm not as confident that he plays Origin that I am that Trell plays Origin, if that says anything. So if I was going to pick anyone out of those two, it'd be Turbo.
Is that purely down to because just Crichton's such a good right centre?
Yeah, but I mean, they played him on the from memory. Am I wrong in saying they played him on the left one series and he just looked lost? Like I feel like maybe it might have been a couple of years ago, and Crichton played at left centre, not right centre, and he just looked lost.
Well, that was that weird time when Crichton was just fucking flipping every season, because we'd always be like, "Oh, is Crichton inside To'o or not?" Because that really determines if we.
Well, that was the year. I think it was the year that To'o had to play left wing for New South Wales, so they thought they'll keep the pairing together, and they moved Crichton to left centre. And he was all over the shop. But yeah, no, you're right. I think you're spot on.
No,
I think you can't move Crichton from right centre.
Number 4, he was a must sell. Yeah,
I'm told he was.
One bad score.
I mean, look, last week, obviously, people are going to look at him and go, yeah, I don't want 38 from my 800k centre wing. But again, you look at the two scores either side of that, and you're like, yeah, this is why I have Ruben Garrick, right? And now that Turbo's back, I'd like to think that he's going to at least get better quality ball. It looked like Turbo was definitely dominating that right side a lot more than the left. We saw Hamoli obviously run amok in this one for 106 as well. So a lot of ball down that right side, attacking that left edge of Penrith, which we know has conceded a lot of points over the last few weeks. So probably game plan related more than anything, I reckon.
What's really impressive for me, Matty, for Garrick is 1 try, 1 line break. That's it. Gets 100.
The base is good. He gets the goal kicks. Like, I am happy to say I was probably wrong on Garrick this year. I might even consider him as a buy. He's just going to drop just below 700k coming in this week. So, maybe I just rectify my mistakes and look at getting Garrick in. He's unreal.
Hamole, boys. I'm not an owner. I want to be an owner. Do we think there's Origin credential there when you've got Liam Martin, you've got Angus Crichton, you've got Hudson Young? I don't think Hamole would find a Blues jersey.
I think he plays and Manly play all 3 major buys. So I'm pretty confident in saying that Hamole doesn't play Origin, just due to the fact that Hudson Young, I feel, has probably jumped him for that bench edge role. I don't know whether you guys agree. I'm pretty confident in saying that based on the fact he didn't really blow things apart last year, he didn't stand out, he wasn't great for New South Wales. I feel like maybe Hudson Young's earned that role, but again, we don't know what Laurie Daly's going to do as a new coach.
Hudson Young wasn't real good for New South Wales when he played either.
He was not.
No, we had this conversation with Brent in the WhatsApp chat about him having to start or come off an edge. I don't know, because like he's a left side specialist, and as good as Huddy's been, he's no Angus Crichton. So yeah, curious on what they do. I mean, if you want to go form, you could potentially start Martin off the bench and play him to the middle and have Hamole on the right. But
there's a lot of options, which is great for New South Wales. Probably not great for Laurie Daly.
Because Hamole obviously right side edge, Crichton left side edge, Martin right side edge, and Hudson left side edge. So
Gus is left edge, isn't he? So it's.
I think Gus is the lockest of locks.
Yeah,
in that
he's
side.
the guy. Yeah. It's just more a matter of what they do with Huddy, really, isn't it? Like you play him off the bench for 30 minutes, but where do you play him? So,
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, Gus is an 80-minute edge. 60 minutes at the worst case. I wouldn't see him playing less than 60 minutes for New South Wales. So, yeah. How much do you use Hudson Young? Do you rate him that much that you play him on the other edge?
Yeah, I'm just looking for ways to not buy Hamole, but I think I'd probably just have to take medicine and buy him somewhere. But that was that game. No one else to really talk about. I think Jazz Tavanga was really, really good for them. Jazz and West Tigers icon Jake Simpkin were both really good out of 9. So, yeah, curious to see what they do there. What a game this was, boys. Raiders 40, 28 the Finns. This one had everything.
Yeah, absolutely. It did. Shout out to me, who sat all 3 of my Raiders assets.
Where's this going?
No, it's a shit on me situation. I sat Tamale.
I love those.
I sat, yeah, I know you do. I sat Horsburgh, and I also sat Nicholson. You want to know who I played instead? Billy Smith, Dylan Egan, Nafahu White. It was honestly one of the best start sits you've ever seen. There's about 120 points there. Yep. So that was fun. But Raiders down 28-12 in this game and ended up winning 40-28 with a big, 28-point run there at the end. Dolphins are bad.
Yep.
They've just had a couple wins in a row. Are the Raiders good?
Look, I bet the Raiders. I had the Raiders. The Raiders line, boys, was 8.5 wins this season. I've hammered the over, so I'm loving this from the milk.
They find win. They just seem to find wins from shit situations, don't they? They just like, I don't. If you ask me the Raiders are good, I'd probably say yeah. And if you ask me the Dolphins are bad, I'd probably lean towards yeah. But I'm not confident in either, to be honest. Like they put up different performances every week. There are a couple of performances that I think maybe 2-3 weeks ago where the Raiders look like a genuine bottom 4 team. And the Dolphins look like a top 4 team. And then they go and put this together. So it's really hard to get a read on any of these guys, to be honest. But when we look at guys like Tamale who continue to make cash, he'll go into a negative break even again next week. So, we're looking for guys to trade out at center wing and we just can't find them because all of these guys re-spark the cash gen aside from Robert Toya. So,
who has excellent buy coverage.
Yeah. Makes it tough, doesn't it?
This honestly could be a week of saving trades, genuinely. There's no clear downgrade options. There's no fallen guns that you want to target. Like, it honestly could be a week where you sit on your hands.
Don't you dare talk me out of trading Gutho to Teddy. It's happening.
It's fine. You can do that. It's fine.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. God.
So I suppose the story here with Dolphins were up a lot in the first half, and then there was a Raiders barrage that come. Some excellent chat from me to a couple of Herbie Farnworth owners. So good to see Corey Horsburgh put up some Herbie Farnworth-like numbers, or Farnworth to put up some Corey Horsburgh-like numbers. But, I mean, the Raiders were unreal, and like Fogarty as a halfback, I don't know if you like that as an option, but I see so much hate around Nico Hines and people unhappy with Cleary, like 650k Jamal Fogarty doesn't give me any movement, but any of you guys?
Jamal Fogarty is the 4th best halfback in the comp. I'll die on that hill. No. Yeah, 4th best halfback in the comp. I'll die on that hill.
No, I don't think it's a really tall hill, to be honest. Like, I reckon it's a good take.
W take, I guess you could say.
W take.
Corey Horsburgh. I owe an apology. I wasn't familiar with your game.
I wasn't familiar with the extra 6 minutes that you got from last week because it seems his PPM's fucking solid, isn't it? Like
unreal. He plays Origin. 1000% plays Origin.
Yeah. What do you do with him then? I'm assuming you just hold up to 11 and then decide round 12 what you're going to do.
He's a player, and then you probably just sell. To
whoever doesn't get picked in the New South Wales Origin team.
Yeah, kind of. Whichever edge doesn't get picked.
Yeah.
Matty Nick, boys. Just that guy. I can never pick when to start him though. I started him this week.
It feels like whenever you sit him, he's going to score, doesn't it?
I think he plays 80. I think Hosking. Well, this is what I thought in the preseason. I thought Hosking through the middle, Nicholson on an edge. I think Hosking. I think Hosking's great through the middle, and I think Nicholson plays 80 every week. So I can't sell him anytime soon.
Looks that way, doesn't it? And they played the first major bye Their first buy is around 15. So yeah, you can comfortably hold up until then. What was his break even this week? Around that, wasn't it? It was like 70.
Yeah. And he had
he
like
was
a
the
40
same.
rolling average. That'll drop out sometime soon.
Holds cash, beautiful, happy days. Yeah, I mean, I can't foresee losing any money on him.
People keep saying updates for him, but I've not budged a single point. So
I looked at mine because
lost
I tell you what, the one thing that I look at every single week is whether I'm going to wear the clown wig or not. So I'm looking. No, but I mean, I was genuinely shitting myself thinking that you were going to get a decent upgrade because you had 3 or 4 players to mine at 0 today. So I was looking at it.
I had a generation run this afternoon. It saved me from an absolute fucking howler. I was looking at like 1100.
But the hard part for me was like I was sitting there with maybe a 320 point lead going, fuck, there's every chance these 4 guys could cover that 320 if they go big and the Sharks win big. Thankfully they didn't. But we know Nico and Ronnie are, when you put up a big score, you're every chance of getting a decent upgrade for that big score too.
I bet you weren't happy seeing Nico slice and dice and put Ronnie through.
Fuck. That was a tough watch. As a Tigers fan and also someone who doesn't like wearing clown wigs that often. So
just on the Raiders, Joe Tarp's 56 minutes. We've seen that start to creep up, or do we just think Ricky, when his team got a roll on, like, do we think the Horse upgrade and Starling playing 62 minutes, like, is this just the rotation, or I think it's more Ricky being like, well, shit, my starters are fucking getting me back into this game. Let's just run them.
Probably. I think Tarpany, Matty, I don't know about you, but I feel like Tarpany's 55 to 60 minutes moving forward for the next 2 to 3 months.
Yeah, and it's definitely enough, but quite often we've got Taps at 600k at this point in the year, and now he's gonna be close to 800k or 750 northward, and that's just I think all the puff is out of his value at that point. Like, I just don't want him.
We're not seeing the Tarpany drop off of years gone by. Like, his low minutes are being masked with attack every second or third week. Like, in previous years, we'd get these low minutes with no attack and he'd be pumping out like 50s, and then it'd pick up at the back end of the season. But it's being masked now with attack. So it makes him less viable over Origin. Still a great option, but just a little bit less. On the Dolphins, Brainer, I feel like you sold me a false hope. I was told Herbie's this work rate machine. He gets to try the line break and doesn't get 70. I feel like a little bit misled.
Hang on. All right, let's rewind 3 weeks ago, right? And there was a message, and I was in Cairns, right? I wasn't really paying too much attention. I was away for work, and I'm like, fuck, I'm just going to boost this week. Who should I boost for? And hang on, there was one SC Whisperer that says, just get Herbie. Just get Herbie Farnworth vibes. He's really good.
Yeah.
I'm like, great. And then he said, also, I'll claim it if he's good, but if he's shit, then this is your fault. And then he comes back, the audacity. He comes back and blames me for the shit work rate after he was the one that told me to buy him.
How do you think I've managed to make this thing a content? Like, how do you think I've managed to make viable content for 5 years? Like, you got to play the playbook a little bit. You got to claim the wins where you can get them.
I like it.
Nah, look.
By the way, updates are in. Ball, I didn't have it, so I've just got the SC.
Yeah. That's fair.
Company up to 88, by the way.
Oh, okay. Dub. Never mind. So
you're up to 88?
Cool. Okay. Yeah, Tarpany.
Tarpany up to 88. Nicholson 70. Horsburgh 67. Any other substantial
points? Because he was 72 pre-updates.
Yeah, a little bit of a downgrade.
Nice.
Oh, you should have moved on from Tom Starling, but this is probably your sign too. Or he's perfectly fine to play when Blake Brayley and Connor Watson aren't performing.
You mean Blake Brayley?
He sucks. Yeah. Why did I buy him? He sucks.
He's average, isn't he?
I bought an expensive Sam Verrills.
See the photo of Sam Verrills' face after the game the other day as well. The poor bloke was beaten to a pulp. Yeah. Yep. Anything else from this one?
The Dolphins.
I mean, Herbie got 72 now. Is that okay?
Oh, that's better. The 7 makes it. It's like when you buy a car for like $29,990 versus $30,000. It's like okay, we can be fine with that. Better. It's still like a little bit low from what you'd love from a supposedly base stat heavy center, but didn't get many.
I mean, that's his value. Like, that's what he scored.
Normally he just gets a ball, stifles the attack, and decides to run through the rest of the team to the middle, and that just didn't happen this game. So, yeah, those evade stats are going to be a little bit lower. Tom Gilbert 66, pretty much all in BP, which is cool to see. Apart from that, Dolphins Yeah. Are you boys free for the next hour? Because we've got the Tigers 20, Sharks 18.
Oh, that's a non-negotiable.
Cheerio.
20 to 18. Can we first talk? I don't even want to talk about the win. I don't want to talk about the players. Matrix is gone. He's just done. Talk to me about we're a Supercoach podcast, but I would love to talk about this sin bin on Fanua Bole, because has the refereeing just completely ruined this week of football?
How can we go back and sin bin Fanua Bole? Right? Okay, if we're gonna do that, cool. That's fine. We'll go back 3 tackles and sin bin him. Why the fuck is Kelmatulagi not sin bin in the first 10 seconds last week then? Why can't the bunker be like, oh shit, Terrell May just died. We should probably do something about this. Instead, it's the match review committee that has to go, oh, we should probably suspend this guy for 3 weeks.
Mm-hmm.
What are we doing?
Like one week they say, sorry, we can't go back to the previous set or whatever. And then this week, 3 times they go back to the previous set, like 8 tackles before it, and go, oh yeah, by the way, the thing that you did up the other end of the field 5 minutes ago, sorry, you're going to be binned for that. Like it's a genuine disaster, honestly. Like the referees don't know what they're doing. No one knows the rules. I will have I've got popcorn in the cupboard inside, and I will be ready for Graham Ainsley's press conference this week, because I tell you what,
we lost this game, mate. Like, it's gonna get masked because we won, but if we lost, like, what's doing, man? Like, honestly, what's Adam doing?
I don't like blaming referees' single decisions on whether a team wins or loses, but I tell you what, it would have definitely majorly contributed to the Tigers losing after having a player in the bin 13v12 and then the Sharks putting on a try pretty much immediately as soon as that player got binned. Like this should not have gone to Golden Point. It's as simple as that. So
we also probably should have lost.
We absolutely should have lost. And tell me this, right? And this is just showing how bad the Tigers are at certain periods of time in this game. And forgive us for talking in depth about the Tigers, but we watched this pretty deep. And on the 5th tackle in a 13v12, we took a 1-out hit up on the 5th
in the
tackle
corner. Love that.
With a 13v12, I was like, no, I'm done. I'm done with this team. I nearly took the jersey off and burnt it after that fucking 1-out hit up. It's just like the height of stupidity, really. So
maybe also tells you where my head's at with this team is when Terrell tried to push that offload in extra time and we dropped it. I got my picnic basket and went, all right, time to head out.
Yeah.
I did the Abe Simpson when when we got the charge down.
Yes. Anyway, let's get
from a standpoint, electric game.
Terrell May is a beast.
We're all the way back, and we got to present Lockie Galvin with like a 5-year, $6 million contract offer. That should get the trick done. And we'll get him signed in.
We'll give him the best Weber barbecue you've ever seen.
For the best 27 games of footy that he's played.
Yep.
All right, Supercoach.
Are we back? Are we back?
Yeah, we're back.
Matty, welcome back, mate.
We're back. Yeah, cool. Terrell May.
Did Jareen Buller get Tom Trbojevic in this game? Because 28 doesn't feel right.
I just don't think he got the attack, did he, Matty?
I mean, he often looks good, but he's a 600K. Like, he's the new Gutho. So let's just leave that there.
Wow, that's the abuse, the slander. Jesus.
Okay, for starters, great jersey, Brano, but Whisper, I really appreciate the Balmain special. But Terrell May, it's hard to get excited over having him when seemingly everyone on the planet owns him. So, yeah, for every matchup, every head-to-head matchup, it doesn't really matter about Terrell May's score, but he is absolutely unreal.
Unless you're
probably the best player on the park every time he steps out at the moment.
Top 10%. He is the most owned player in the top 10%, 98.2. Imagine being in the 1.8% in the top 10% of teams that does not own Terrell May.
That's more impressive.
2.3% captained him this week. I figure that they would care about his score. You know what's interesting? Terrell May was also vice captain by 1% in the last game of the round. So Shout out to them.
Strong blue box.
Just that smells like straight C on a Thursday night type activity.
Lockie Galvin. I thought he was unreal.
I can't hold him. Matty, you talk about him, mate. We've had our chat. He was good.
I mean, it was nice of whoever it is, your mate Luai, to go out there and say that I never said I don't like playing with Lockie Galvin, which is fine, but he's going to be a mainstay in this team. They just knocked off what I think is going to be another top 4 team this year with Galvin in the team. I'm sorry, Latu Whānau is not coming into this lineup. Galvin's playing the next 18 months.
Yeah, 100%.
Could be. Yeah.
Yeah, I agree with that. We may have prematurely.
Hang on. Jareem Buller has gone from fucking 28 to 72.
Oh, nice. Yeah,
in
cool.
update. What is that the biggest update you've ever seen?
Has to be.
What?
You're kidding.
I think we prematurely busted out enough, and we went a bit too early.
The good thing is that he's cheap, and I used him as my VC.
I feel like we play last every fucking round, which is also good.
Yeah, we love a Sunday game, don't we? And also, he's already provided his value to me by being the only player that allowed me to VC Luke Drenke this week. So
a formal apology to Jareem Buller. Sorry. 5 minutes ago, you were the old Gutho.
Sorry,
now
I wasn't familiar with your game.
Whoa.
My man went from old Gutho to like current Gutho in like
you got
better Gutho. Shout out to Jerome Luai with a 53 as well. That's probably the highest score that he's had in about 7 weeks. So that's positive for Luai. Hey, actually, to be fair, eye test wise look really good.
Yeah.
So good for him.
He was running more as well, which helped.
For sure. And Adam Dewey up to a 72 as well. So nice little score for him.
Hang on. What did you update to?
I don't know, but I reckon you might have got. Oh, did you get me?
What did you update to?
Do you have Buller?
13-11.
Oh, get fucked.
How far off are you?
10.
13-10.
Yeah. No.
Bullshit. 1 point.
No. You're 10 points off. I got 13-01.
Oh fuck. Yeah. Okay.
Fine.
That was a way. Look, yeah, I'd happily put the wig on, but I'm sure there's plenty more of them coming very soon. What did you go up to, Matty? You 1400?
I was ready.
No, 1385. I don't have Tigers in my team, so
I was so ready to hit you with the. I was so ready to hit you, Brenner, with the get ready to learn Chinese, buddy. But get ready to put the clown wig on, buddy.
Fair. I'd appreciate that. If you got me, you got me. But you didn't.
Oh, you didn't. But yeah, Luai was running more. Dewey 70 with no attack, which is kind of cool. Alex Seyfarth, boys, 56 BP. I don't know what he updated to. I've got the old scores.
69. Giggity.
69. I benched him this week.
Everyone has May.
Yeah, it doesn't count.
The disrespect to not mentioning May as a Tigers player in your team.
Has Alex Seyfarth
for the Roosters with these scores?
If you were to own Alex Seyfarth, asking for a friend, has this bought him more time?
No. He just scored his break even. He's still mid.
Yeah, but he did nothing.
Yeah, like every other week.
Yeah, but now he gets more. It's like the Simpsons meme with the Barbie, but he's got a new hat.
No, probably not, to be fair. And look, you probably got other guys that are topping out. If you've still got Seyfarth, then you probably have other guys that are priority trade outs before him.
Yeah, but especially because Horsburgh's just shown that he's fucking him. Nicholson is also him.
You don't still have Hopgood, do you? He's a trade.
Huh?
You don't still have Hopgood? He's a trade out.
Fuck no.
No,
my 2RF is Tino, Horsburgh, Dylan Egan, Nicholson, Seyfarth, and Hubner. I can't sell any of them. Maybe.
I reckon Egan. You could sell Egan, really. Like, if you wanted to, you could sell Egan over Seyfarth. Yeah, okay.
Like, that's the problem. Like, yeah, I can sell him, but I don't want to make a sideways trade, and there's no clear downgrades unless I jump on like Hugo Savalia at like whatever he's at.
300k.
He'll have a negative break even next week as well, so could be the time. this week. Ronaldo Mulatalo, friend and fan of the podcast, 110.
It was the
Huge
shirt.
score.
It wasn't my suggestion. It was the
It
shirt.
was the shirt.
100%. It's probably going to have to come out every Tuesday now, or every Wednesday.
Please.
Whenever the
I
I
said it by Ronnie if he hit 500, if he went below 500k, and he's not going to do it now. So, sorry, Ronnie. See you next year.
Could buy him because he scored 100.
Maybe it's the copium, but he could have had like 160. He had that like reach out where he dropped over the line, and then he had the sidestep on, I think it was Naden, where he nearly went over as well. So yeah, it could have been a game where Mulatalo did well. In saying that, got 110 this week, which takes his 2-round average to 65. So
evens things out for you. That's fine. 65 is good. It's better than 29. Nico Hines with a 78. AFB with an 85. They seem to. This was actually a pretty good scoring game. What were the total points? 939 played 879. So I went and had a look, and when I was trying to find some confirmation bias on buying Cowboys players, I was like, yeah, cool. Cowboys are the highest scoring team over the last 5 weeks. And so they averaged 920 points per game over the last 4 games that they played, or since round 4. So 939 plays 879 would probably be one of the highest point scoring games total for the weekend, I'd say.
Also went for fucking 90 minutes, so
helps they go into
it is surprising considering this wasn't like a 36-34 shootout. This was a pretty gritty 20-18, which was, I think this was the lowest scoring game of the round as well, if I'm not mistaken.
Let's have a look. 40-28.
There did tend to be a lot of blowouts, which excited me about this game. Like, there wasn't...
Oh, yeah, 2 points. 36 plays 28. 36 plays 38. Yeah, cool.
Close. The second closest game this week was Storm versus Rabbitohs, which they never felt like it was in it. Like, this was refreshing.
Yeah.
For sure. Brett Nickera, fall off needs to be studied, 39. He's gone from being the last 3 years.
He's not on fraud watch now. He is just a pure fraud. Like, the watch is gone.
Yeah, they've just called off anyone watching, and they're like, nah, confirmed. And unfortunately, Hirotti's gone down injured with, I think, a knee. So 13 for him, sadly. Looks like that'll probably stop his cash gen, and we don't know what Kaeliro's doing, but he's going to be back within the fortnight, as per Craig Fitzgibbon. So I would say Hirotti's prospects are done, and you can trade him. But you probably made, 150, 160K from him. So you can't be overly upset. It's just going to cost you 2 trades for 160K. So not too bad. Not too shabby. Boys, anything else to mention on this for round 8? No.
Scott Drinkwater is a gun. Like, fuck, he brought me from the depths of despair this week and gave me a crown. Like, truer words were never said when a wise man about 2 years ago called him Scotty Drinkbolter.
It's true. He was good. And let's so we've got a bolter bet on, Josh and I, 75 average. I've got the overs. Josh has the unders for the next 3 weeks. Is that what we said? Leading into Origin round 12.
Because Warriors and Penrith, yeah.
So we'll see. Well, let us know in the comments what team you're on as well, whether you're on the overs with me or the unders with Josh. I like what I saw though, but fuck, I tell you what, the 8 at halftime had me a little bit nervous. That's for sure.
I'm not going to lie. I may have had a small pep in my step as I wandered the streets of Sydney last night at halftime, and I may have not been impressed at full time.
Yeah, the pep was gone.
Yeah,
at full time.
Hey, you had at least you had Didden in your team, man.
Yeah. I was in the market for a 5-8, definitely.
Cool.
Not a bad option into next week. We've got a fair few options into next week. Hopefully those of you that have boost left can, maybe send one and just follow the theme on boosting out this year. Josh is going to. He's already told me he's going to use his final boost next week. So
maybe. Honestly, it's either 3 trades or none. There's no in between, I feel like.
Yeah. And that's been the theme of the year so far, hasn't it?
It's okay, and there's going to be a solo podcast throughout the next 20 weeks. It's going to call Boosts with Matrix because these guys aren't eligible.
Yeah, we might just have to rename the podcast or something.
If we're referencing more Simpsons memes, it says on the sign, no boosts allowed. But you let Matrix in, we're allowed to have 1.
That's true. Someone actually has to keep the excitement about the podcast. Josh and I will just be sitting in the corner going, yeah, these are my 2 trades. Matrix like, wow.
It's so funny, isn't it? Like, because all year we've been sitting here being like, damn, Brandon, you've been so aggressive with your trades. How do you have no boost left? And then I feel like I've been really conservative this year, but now I'm looking at having none next week. I'm like, oh, how did it all go wrong? I boosted Fernando Militaro last week, so that probably is not a great idea.
Played out well this week, didn't it?
You got 110 this week where I played Billy Smith. So
I also played Billy Smith. I'm looking at a bench here. I'm looking at a bench here of Sanders Smith 129, Matty Nicholson 70, Alex Seyfarth 69, Savalio Tamale 76. My bench average is about 90.
Yeah, mine's really good. I sat Horsburgh on top of that. So 129, 67, 70, 76, 72 for Dewey as well. Rob Toyer was my AE at 41. So about
okay. Before we end the podcast.
Yes.
Is there ever a world? I'll say it quietly.
Here we go. This could be actually really
good. Is there ever a world where we just bench Kalen Ponga next week?
No. You just got to trade him if you're going to bench him.
Do you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who? Will Kennedy? So. That's about all you can afford at this rate.
Oh, well, if you had 335 games
today.
So we're not benching KP.
No. I think if you're going to bench him, you trade him.
But to who? He's going to be 540k.
No, if you're gonna bench Kalen, you die on that hill now. I'm sorry.
No, I'm not going to because he's playing fucking South and they're shit. But
imagine doing Kalen Ponga to Xavier Willison in flex.
Oh yeah, I could do that because I've got 3 fullbacks. I can just move Pappy up.
Yeah, just use your flex and get someone else. Get a center wing.
I just realized we play. Sorry, boys. He plays South, the Titans, and then Parramatta.
Get a front row forward.
If he's 430k in the next 3 weeks, I'm just.
Remember when we talked about how good his run was and how good the Knights draw was? And we're looking at Kalen Ponga averaging how many?
I think some supers.
At least you don't have Fletcher Sharp as well.
I think some Supercoach podcasts have said that if you start with Kalen Ponga, you can trade him to Reece Walsh and then trade him back to Kalen Ponga, and you'll have a generational run.
He's got a 3-round average of 38.3 before this week.
That's Alex Seyfarth numbers, like from 2 weeks ago.
For my 791k fullback.
What's the other Shaq meme? You can't fool me. I am familiar with your game.
Kalen Pong has been on Shacked and a Fool for the last month, just running around for the Knights, sadly. But yeah, look, plenty to talk about. We've got a lot coming up. Obviously, we've got the Q&A for the subscribers on Patreon, and you can be a member as well. The link's in the description below if you want to become a member. There's still plenty of content coming. You can see our teams and our trades every week, Captain's Corner article, as well as buy, hold, and sell in a lot more detail than you get on the podcast. So links in the description if you want to get involved and join the WhatsApp chat as well. Otherwise, after the Q&A, we'll be back on live for Wednesday, 8:30 p.m. As we always are to preview round 9. Thanks for watching, guys. We've had fun. It's actually been one of the more enjoyable podcasts I think we've done in the last few weeks anyway. So
yeah,
it's just a shame.
Tigers and Broncos win definitely does help that.
It does. The vibes are high. Thanks for watching, guys. We will see you Tuesday for the subscriber Q&A. We'll catch you then.
Cheerio.